Welcome to September!
What?
It's vlog 78.
Why?
Am I still going?
It is vlog number 78
Yep.
this week, and we are into September.
September. What does it spell?
It spells September.
September.
Well, fall is coming, and
Autumn,
we're
as
getting
we call
ready.
it.
Yes,
Autumn.
The British call it autumn.
Autumn.
And you guys are heading back to school. What is it, this week?
Yep, this coming week.
This coming week.
Exciting.
So pretty crazy. And yeah, the school year is beginning.
You're all in
Things
new grades.
are starting
Might
up again, yeah.
Maybe some new friends in your class.
Maybe you're
Yeah.
starting a new school.
Well, maybe.
Lots of new things. And we're also starting a new theme for our Sunday vlogs.
Whoa.
So
No more dig deep. That's
something
gone.
else, and we'll tell you about it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But before we forget, make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, give this video a like, let us know what you think, and tell a friend about our channel.
That's true.
Just spread the fun.
Yeah. Who's watching with you?
Yeah.
Don't watch alone.
Don't
Watch with friends.
watch alone.
Yeah.
Or come and join us on a Sunday in person at our Surrey campus. We have lots of fun on Sundays. We would love to see you there.
We would. Well, we have a couple of birthdays to celebrate, Carly,
do.
today.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us our first one?
Yep. First of all,
Oh, we didn't do our thing. It's time for
our
birthday shout-outs!
Yeah, we've got 2 birthdays to celebrate today. First of all, Issei is turning 13.
Wow.
Happy 13th birthday
birthday.
this week.
And also, one of our incredible leaders, Sherry. Happy birthday, Sherry. We hope you have a great birthday and
Happy
both of you have a
birthday.
great birthday week.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
We love celebrating birthdays
We
here at Horizon Kids. Any chance to celebrate, because every day is a party for us, and we just love celebrating people, celebrating Jesus. Just any excuse to party, right?
Yep.
Super fun.
Yep. Well, talking about celebrating, it is actually our last week with the summer interns, Carly. No!
So sad. Our summer interns, Praises and Aisha, are finishing up, and this is their final Sunday vlog. So come on over, Praises and Aisha,
Yep, come join us.
as we bid
Celebrate.
you adieu for your summer internships at Horizon Kids.
Yes, well,
So-
this final week.
Aisha and Praises, this is their last Sunday vlog as interns.
It's true.
But I'm sure we'll see them lots and lots at Horizon Kids, on the vlogs,
Yes.
all
Yeah.
around.
Do you want to sing them the goodbye song, Carly?
Good.
Farewell to you.
Goodbye,
Goodbye
our
to
summer
the
interns. You've been
So
good
great
to us,
and fun.
and we'll miss you.
Such good times.
Is this an actual song?
Obviously not. Did that sound like an actual song?
Yeah, I thought it's like something that you would sing to the summer
We
interns
know
every
the
year.
ending. Goodbye.
Yay.
Okay.
That's so
That was
confusing.
your intern goodbye song. So, Praises and Aisha, what have been your favorite moments from this summer working as interns?
Want to go first? Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it was a summer party. It's like a lot. Well, you had me go first.
I know, that's true,
That's true. I was.
It was a lot of fun getting to know the students, getting to know how are they gonna work out their dynamic with different ages, and it's just awesome to see them encounter Jesus in a way that only kids can. You know, sometimes as adults we don't experience Jesus as the kids can, but it's just amazing to see how can a student be so shy the first day and the fourth day praising and worshiping Jesus hands up, and it's just like incredibly awesome to watch, to see. Yeah.
What about you, Praises?
I would say the same thing, but I'm gonna be different. So I think I'm gonna say the vlogs were really fun to film, and talking about Jesus to all of you guys throughout these 2 months have been really, really fun. So I would say that, yeah.
Awesome. Well, maybe one day you guys will be our summer interns, and we'll be
Whoa.
singing you that song at the end of your
That
internship
exact
as well.
song.
Yeah,
That
the
same
exact
song.
same song as it was just done.
Yep.
Well, thank you for
Thank
the
you.
summer to these two. Everybody watching
Thank
and
you.
in the room on a Sunday, let's give them a big cheer. Woo!
Woo!
We'll see you. We'll see you around.
See you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.
As you welcome.
Awesome. Well, we have a new theme as it is a new month. It is September now.
Yep, heading into a new theme for the
Yep.
month of September, which is
Ready,
for
for
lunch.
lunch. That's what we're gonna do, right?
Sure.
Each week, yeah?
Okay.
Ready?
Ready
Ready
for
for lunch. Okay, want to see everyone in the room do that one more time.
Oh my gosh.
Ready for lunch.
That's what we're doing.
I'm assuming it's like rockets, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It's like rockets. Yeah.
Cool.
Like space travel. Boldly do what needs to be done.
Boldly.
That's our theme for September. And what is it we're talking about? What are we learning about?
Yeah. So we're talking about initiative, which is seeing what needs to be done and doing it, which is actually one of our key junior leader principles
It
as well.
is, yeah,
So it's really cool that we're talking about that all month to
Yeah.
everyone.
So you guys are getting a little taste of our junior leadership program with this theme. And the verse from the Bible that we'll be focusing on for this all month long is actually a verse that I love so much and use a lot and think about a lot in my everyday life. And it is Colossians chapter 3 verse 22. It says, "Work at everything you do with all your heart. Work as if you were working for the Lord."
That's a great verse.
I think that's just such a great way to live your life. Do everything as if it was for God, because ultimately it is for God.
And I know Carly is someone who really exemplifies that, so well done, Carly. But our bottom line today is don't wait for someone else to do what needs to be done. So if you see something needs doing, just do
Do
it.
it. Even if it's not technically your responsibility, that's what initiative is.
Just do it.
We're going to dig into that a little bit more throughout the month and see what the Bible can teach us, what it has to say about initiative, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great theme.
It's going to be good. Awesome. Well, we have our new Bible story this month, and so we're going to jump to that, and we'll see you guys back here at the end.
Hello, people of Earth! It's me!
Jacob!
Oh, there it is. That's how I... Nope, that's not it, Jacob. Okay. Okay. Nope, it's back on again. Okay.
And I am ready for launch. I mean, not really. I don't actually have a rocket or anything. But I am ready for initiative. Initiative is seeing what needs to be done and doing it. Astronauts are really great at showing initiative. When they see what needs to be done, they don't just ignore it. They do something about it. They even have this thing they do before every launch. It's called a status check. And it works like this.
Rocket fuel, check.
Rocket fuel is a go.
Red switchy thing, check.
Red switchy thing. Red switchy thing is a go.
Power thrusters, check.
Power thrusters. Power thrusters are a gross.
I can't check the power thrusters because somebody left a dirty sock here.
Well, can you move the dirty sock?
I mean, I could, yes, but It's not mine. I didn't leave it here. And so I don't think it's my job to move the sock. I suggest that we halt the launch until whoever left his sock here comes and gets it themselves.
Copy that. Holding launch for a dirty sock.
Good. Roger that. I wonder how long I'm gonna have to wait for someone to come get this sock. Probably gonna be here for a while.
You know what? Today's story is about a guy who saw something that needed to be done, and he did something about it, even though it wasn't his responsibility.
Sounds like a great guy. Will somebody come get this sock? It smells. Some people, am I right? Ugh.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Nehemiah, chapters 1 and 2.
Over and over, the Israelites promised to be faithful to God. But over and over again, they turned away from Him. At last, God allowed enemy armies to take His people captive and carry them off to Babylon, nearly 1,000 miles away. After 70 years, God allowed some of His people to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. But back in Babylon, now part of Persia, the rest of the Jews had made lives for themselves. In fact, a Jew named Nehemiah had become quite important.
Greetings. I am cupbearer to the king.
A cupbearer was like a bodyguard who checked to make sure that no one poisoned the king's food or drink. Nehemiah was likely a trusted advisor.
Your Majesty, may I suggest the date pudding?
But though it was nearly 150 years since the Israelites had left Jerusalem, Nehemiah's heart was still in his homeland. When his brother Hanani returned from his trip to Judah, Nehemiah had a chance for some news.
Brother, how are the people left in Jerusalem?
Some are still alive, but they're having a hard time.
Oh no.
The wall of Jerusalem is broken down. The gates have been burned with fire. People are ashamed.
That's terrible.
A city without walls could never prosper. The people would always live in fear of being attacked.
I'm sorry to bring such bad news.
No, I'm glad you told me.
Dismayed, Nehemiah sat down and wept. He couldn't even eat for several days. Instead, he poured his heart out to God.
Lord, you are a great and wonderful God. See how your people are suffering. Please listen to me. I'm praying for the people of Israel. We Israelites have committed sins against you. We haven't obeyed the commands you gave to Moses.
Nehemiah reminded God of the promise He made to His people.
You said, if you people are not faithful, I will scatter you among the nations. But if you return to me, I will bring you back. Lord, please pay careful attention to my prayer. Give me success when I bring my request to King Artaxerxes.
For 4 whole months, Nehemiah prayed daily to God. He knew before taking action, he needed to listen and prepare. At last, he was ready.
Your Majesty.
Anyone who came before the king was supposed to appear happy. But for the first time, Nehemiah allowed his true feelings to show.
Oh, why are you looking so sad?
May you live forever? Why shouldn't I look sad? The city of my people has been destroyed, and fire has burned up its gates.
The king could have been annoyed and ordered Nehemiah to be punished. But God moved his heart.
Well, what do you want?
Nehemiah prayed silently for the right words.
Send me to Judah. Let me go to the city of Jerusalem. I want to rebuild it.
The king frowned and glanced over at the queen. At last he said,
How long will your journey take? When will you get back?
Precisely as many moons as are required.
Fair enough. Dismissed.
Nehemiah turned to leave, but he knew there was more he needed for the job.
If it pleases you, may I take some letters with me? I want to give them to the governors west of the Euphrates River. Then they'll help me to travel safely.
Done.
Oh, and a letter to the caretaker of the royal park? So he'll give me logs for the wall and gates and a house?
What next? A whole escort of army officers and horsemen?
That would be fantastic.
Fine. All of it. Get on with it.
God had given Nehemiah such favor with the king that he had everything he needed for his long journey to Judah. At last, Nehemiah had reached the city he dreamt of his entire life.
Jerusalem.
Though Nehemiah was overjoyed by the first glimpse of the city, it must have been difficult to see its crumbling, broken-down walls.
So much work to be done.
But Nehemiah didn't tell anyone his plan at first. On a bright moonlit night, Nehemiah snuck out with only a few others to see the full damage to the walls.
We have to know what we're up against.
Nehemiah traveled by donkey. With a few trusted friends, they left the city through the broken valley gate.
Let's head toward the Jackal Well.
At last, Nehemiah got a clear picture of the devastation. Jagged piles of rock lay everywhere. The gates were gone, with scorched, gaping holes in their place.
It's such a big job. Only God can do this.
Nehemiah circled what was left of the wall, heading up the Kidron Valley and at last returning through the valley gate. The next morning, he called together the priests and nobles and officials.
You know, I've come to visit my people in Jerusalem, but that's not the only reason I'm here.
Nehemiah gestured to the jagged remains of the wall, visible from where they stood.
You can see the trouble we're in. Jerusalem has been destroyed. Fire has burned up its gates.
Tell us something new.
Come on. Let's rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. Then people won't be ashamed anymore.
Well, I mean, that's something to consider if you think about it.
Our grandparents tried that years ago.
But God has been helping me. He gave me favor with the king. He'll help us complete the work. So who's in?
Well, me. I'm in.
Me too.
Let's start rebuilding!
God moved the hearts of the people to help Nehemiah, and together they began the gigantic job of repairing the walls and gates of Jerusalem.
You ever see a piece of trash on the ground and just walk by without picking it up because you didn't put it there? Or maybe someone didn't clean up after themselves when dinner was over? Do you just leave the messy dishes lying around? Do you ignore someone else's dirty sock? A lot of people see what needs to be done, but then don't do it because it's not their job. It's not their responsibility. But showing initiative means getting things done, not waiting for someone else to do it. That's what Nehemiah did when he started rebuilding the wall around Jerusalem. It's what Jesus did too. When he saw a need, he did something about it. He healed people who needed healing. He taught people who needed to learn. And Jesus took care of our greatest need when he died on the cross for our sins. So, if you want to show initiative, don't just see what needs to be done, do something about it. Do a status check. Do you see any dirty dishes? Dirty dishes. Oh! Dirty dishes. Cleared away. Check. Do you see any trash? Water bottle? Recycled. Check. Do you see a dirty sock?
Dirty socks cleared away, even though it's not my job. Check.
Here's the one thing to remember today. Don't wait for someone else to do what needs to be done. Initiative takes a lot of work for sure, but it's worth it. It helps you, it helps other people, and it helps the world. And maybe, just maybe, it can help the universe. I'll see you next time.
Hey everyone! Well, as you can tell, we're starting a new theme for the month of September, and I think it's going to be a great one. all month long we'll be talking about initiative. And initiative is seeing what needs to be done and doing it. What's kind of cool about this theme is that you all get to take a bit of a glimpse into our junior leadership training. Initiative is something that in the junior leadership program we call one of the 7 essentials of leadership. The thing is, initiative isn't just a great leadership skill, and it's not even just a great life skill, although it is those things. It's actually a biblical value that if we show it and live it out, we'll end up living and looking more like Jesus. I think this is also a great theme for the current season. I know this is everyone's favorite time of year, right? Back to school time. So hands up if you're excited about going back to school. Hands up if you're not so excited about going back to school. And maybe you just really wanted summer to last a little bit longer. Well, like it or not, the season is upon us, and many of us are heading back to school in some way or another. The start of a new school year is always a great opportunity to start fresh and go in with new goals, new purpose, maybe a whole new you. An initiative is such a good character quality. We'll be spending the whole month digging into what it means and how we can have it. So let me ask you a question, and answer it honestly, okay? How many of you, at one time or another, have maybe walked past a piece of garbage on the ground? And maybe it was at church or at home, outside, at school, at the park, wherever it was, and you've picked it up, even though it wasn't your garbage. Anyone done that before? Okay, well, how many of you have ever just walked on by since it wasn't your garbage in the first place? Maybe once in a while you've stopped to do something about it, but I would say, speaking for myself, it's fair to say that we've all at some point pulled the SEP card. Ever heard of that? The SEP card? Well, you probably haven't, because I think I just made it up. It stands for someone else's problem. As in, that's not my garbage, I don't need to pick it up, it's someone else's problem. They can deal with it. Well, a response like that is actually the exact opposite of what initiative is. The initiative response would be to think, it's not my garbage, I didn't put it there, but it's still not very nice to have litter on the ground like that, so I'll go pick it up and put it where it's supposed to be. And what makes that even more of an initiative response is if you do it for no other reason than just to do something good. You're not doing it to earn points at summer party or to get on your teacher's good side because you saw that they were watching you. You're just doing it to be a good citizen and do the right thing. But that's not often our go-to response, is it? If we're being honest, right? We can be pretty selfish sometimes. It's just our human nature. We care about our own needs, and sometimes we don't even see what might need to be done around us. Dishes in the sink, pile of laundry, that stuff outside your room or on the stairs that's been literally sitting there for months and you just step over it every time. You see it, but you don't do anything about it. Sometimes we might even see what needs to be done, but we just assume that someone else will take care of it. It's not our job, right? They'll take care of it. It's an SEP. It's someone else's problem. That's just our natural human response sometimes. And that's why we're spending all month long digging into what the Bible can teach us about initiative. So, the question is, what if you were they? You know what I mean? Hear me out. What if you were the one who saw something and then did something about it? What if you didn't wait for someone else to take care of the problem that was just staring you in the face? Could you make a difference? Could one person actually make things better? Those are great questions. And they're at the heart of the Bible story that we're talking about this morning. It's so important to God's one big story that this guy we're talking about even has a book in the Bible named after him. And his name, as we heard, is Nehemiah. We just watched the story all about him in the Bible story video before this. I think one of the coolest things about this story is how God was with Nehemiah the whole time. He gave him the right words to say to the king. He helped him across the hard journey to get to Jerusalem. He moved on the hearts of the officials and the people of Jerusalem to inspire them to help with the wall. And God was going to help Nehemiah create a plan to make it all happen. God was with Nehemiah, and he was helping him accomplish a big task, a humongous task. God's with us too in the same way, and he can do big things through us just the same. Isn't that awesome? The first step, we first have to notice that something needs to be done. The next step, doing something about it. Showing initiative means getting things done, not just waiting for someone else to do it, just because it's an SEP, someone else's problem. That's what Nehemiah did when he started rebuilding the wall around Jerusalem. He saw a problem, maybe it wasn't his, but he took ownership, he took responsibility, and he did something. Don't just see what needs to be done and leave it there. Do something about it, just like Nehemiah. When Jesus saw a need, he did something about it. He healed people who needed healing. He taught people who needed to learn. And then Jesus took care of our greatest need when he died on the cross for our sins. See a need, fill a need. We saw Jesus do it in the biggest possible way. He did it for us, so then we can turn around and do it for others. So as we finish up this first week of this theme, remember our bottom line for today. Don't wait for someone else to do what needs to be done. And then I want you to ask this question to yourself. What around you needs to be done? What projects could you do that might fix a problem? What things, like Nehemiah and the wall, are laying in ruins that you could take care of? You'll dig deeper in your small group time or maybe in discussions at home or with others. This is just the beginning. The Bible can teach us even more about this, and we're going to explore all of it all month long. So before we finish up, let's pray and ask God to show us things that maybe we haven't noticed before and help us to have initiative. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for the things we can learn from your word. Thank you for the story of Nehemiah and the example of initiative that he showed when he decided to build the wall and step in and take responsibility for something. God, as we head into the new school year, I pray that you would bless all of these kids and that you would give them the plans and purposes that they need to step in and do what needs to be done. God, help us to see the needs around us and then help us to find creative ways to meet those needs and to help those around us. And as we continue this theme this month, I pray you would teach us more and more every single day about your word, who you are, and who you created all of us to be. We love you, Jesus, and it's in your name. Everybody said together, amen.
Awesome. Thanks, Carly, for that message and for sharing with us on initiative and boldly doing what needs to be done.
Yep, so as we finish up this week and we just start to talk about this new theme, we've got a couple questions for you to take and discuss with whoever it is around you so that you can just keep the conversation going, keep thinking about what initiative is throughout the week and how you can apply that to your everyday life.
Absolutely. So our first question is, who is someone you know who shows initiative? Maybe it's a junior leader you know, or maybe it's someone in your class at school. Like, who's someone you know who shows initiative?
Yeah. And the next question is it wrong to ignore a job that needs to be done just because it's not technically your responsibility?
If you're unsure of this one, maybe ask a junior leader. I know we've talked to them lots about this. So.
And I think this is an interesting question because the question is it wrong? Like, is it right or wrong? When the job isn't technically yours, is it actually, like, wrong to ignore it? Maybe you think that it is wrong and you really shouldn't ignore it, even if it's not your responsibility. But maybe you think, well, it's not actually wrong, it's just a good thing to go and take responsibility for it anyways.
Yeah.
So something interesting to discuss.
Absolutely. And what can you do if you see something that needs to be done, but you don't know what to do?
Because sometimes that happens. You
Yeah.
see a problem, but you don't actually know how to fix it. Because it's not your responsibility and you're not really sure. So what can you do in those moments? Who can you talk to?
Yeah.
Great thing to discuss as we begin this theme. Hope you guys enjoy it and hope you learn a lot from this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see you guys next week and have a great week.
Bye!